All right, let's just jump right into it. If you're sick and tired of waking up every single morning knowing a huge chunk of your paycheck is already gone before your feet even hit the floor, you are in exactly the right place. Today, I'll be your financial mentor for this explainer, and I'm giving you a raw, no-nonsense roadmap. We're going to break down that suffocating cycle of debt and transition directly into how you actually build real, lasting wealth. No sugarcoating, zero fluff, just the unfiltered truth and the exact strategies you need to finally get free.
Look at this massive gap between what society tells us wealth looks like and what it actually is. On the left side, we have the illusion, the Lambos, the designer clothes, the private jets. It's this carefully crafted social media highlight reel that, quite frankly, is almost always driven by debt. It's designed to make you chase an image. But on the right, that is the reality. Your average millionaire drives a 10-year-old sedan, lives in a modest house, and makes slow, disciplined, and honestly pretty boring decisions. Chasing that illusion on the left is exactly what keeps people broke. So today, we are focusing entirely on the right.
Here is our game plan for today. We're covering 5 key areas: the financial reality check, halting the debt cycle, strategies for rapid payoff, rewiring your money mindset, and finally, the path to real wealth. This whole structure is designed to take you from completely overwhelmed straight to financially free. Let's get into it.
Starting with Section 1, the financial reality check. Destroying the lies. Because to fix the math, we first have to completely dismantle the lies society tells us about debt. Phase 1 starts right now.
It's crazy, but most people treat debt like it's just a completely normal part of life. And why wouldn't they? You've been conditioned by this massive buy now, pay later culture. 0% interest for 12 months, just swipe the card. Go ahead and finance the car. But did you know the average credit card interest rate is hovering well over 20% right now? Make no mistake, debt is not some normal life sentence. It is a trap, carefully engineered by financial institutions to literally steal your future income. They are making billions by making sure you stay perfectly comfortable just carrying a balance. Debt is a wealth killer, and the sooner you decide you are entirely done with it, the sooner your life is going to transform. Moving on to Section 2, halting the debt cycle, stopping the bleeding. So how do we actually transform it? We shift our energy right to the tactical ground game. These are the absolute non-negotiable first moves you need to make to stop the financial bleeding. Here is how you build your foundation. Step 1, you have to face the music. You need a total debt inventory. Sit down and write out every single lender, the exact balance, the interest rate, and your minimum payment. All of it. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable, but that discomfort, that is your fuel. Step 2, stop the bleeding. Absolutely zero new debt. I mean, you can't bail water out of a sinking boat without plugging the hole first, right? So cut up the credit cards, delete those saved card numbers online, and wipe the apps off your phone. And step 3? Well, step 3 is so critical, it really needs its own focus. The crucial point here is this exact number, $1,000. Before you start aggressively paying down your debt, you absolutely must build a small emergency firewall. Why? Because life is totally unpredictable. If your car breaks down and you have zero cash on hand, guess what? You're going right back to the credit card and the cycle just restarts. So this $1,000 sits in a separate account. It's not your full long-term emergency fund, it's a buffer. It protects your payoff plan from everyday little disasters. Save it, leave it completely alone, and then we attack.
Which brings us to Section 3, strategies for rapid payoff. Eliminate the debt. Now that your firewall is up and running, it's time to go on the offensive. Let's look at the core battle plans for wiping out that debt inventory.
To attack your debt, you've essentially got 2 main weapons. You just need to pick the one that fits your own psychology. First up is the Avalanche method. This one targets the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, it's optimal. It saves you the absolute most money in interest and can literally keep thousands of dollars in your pocket over time. But then you have the Snowball method. This one attacks the smallest balance first, totally ignoring the interest rates, just to give you quick wins. You wipe out a small debt fast, and that psychological momentum, that gives you the massive motivation you need to actually keep going. Honestly, the best method is just the one you are actually going to stick to.
But here's the reality check. Neither method works without finding extra money. This right here is your grind season. You need to cut your expenses aggressively. And I mean with a machete, not a scalpel. Cancel the random subscriptions. Start cooking at home. Sell the stuff you don't need. Yes, even that expensive jacket you've worn twice. Next, boost your income. Pick up some extra shifts. Start a side hustle. Every single extra dollar has just one job right now: killing debt. Third, deploy your windfalls. Tax refunds, holiday bonuses, birthday cash, send it straight to the debt. No detours. And finally, negotiate. Pick up the phone, call your creditors, and ask for a lower interest rate. The worst they can possibly say is no.
But if they say yes, you just saved thousands and shaved months off your timeline.
All right, section 4, rewiring your money mindset. Hold on to money. Hitting zero debt is an incredible feeling. The weight that lifts off your shoulders is indescribable. But hitting zero is only half the battle. Now we've got to make sure your mind is prepared to actually hold on to that money.
There's a fundamental truth you just have to accept. Income without financial discipline is a leaky bucket. I absolutely love this quote because it completely destroys the myth that simply earning a high salary makes you wealthy. We see it all the time. Doctors, lawyers, pro athletes making hundreds of thousands a year, and they are completely broke. Why? Because they focus entirely on their income while wealthy people focus on their net worth. You can pour as much water as you want into a leaky bucket, but if it all leaks out on lifestyle inflation, it is never, ever going to fill up.
So to patch up that bucket, we have to take a hard look at your money mindset. These are the subconscious beliefs that got programmed into you all the way back in childhood. Did you grow up hearing that money is always scarce, that wanting wealth makes you greedy, or that rich people are just inherently bad? Look, these toxic beliefs run in the background of almost every financial decision you make, and they cause you to unconsciously sabotage your own wealth building. To build real wealth, you have to confront and rewire this stuff. Actually, scratch that earlier thought. Wanting wealth isn't greedy at all. It's responsible. It gives you the ability to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and actually do some good out in the world. Part of rewiring that mindset is learning to recognize the stark difference between dumb debt and smart debt. Everyday consumer debt, credit cards, car loans, financing things that just lose value, that is dumb debt. It destroys wealth. It's literally stealing from your future to pay for your present. But millionaires, they actually leverage smart debt. Think mortgages on property that goes up in value, or a business loan that generates a massive return. They use debt as a tool to multiply their investments. The wealthier are completely ruthless about staying on the right side of this line, and you need to be too. And that brings us to section 5, the path to real wealth, the long-term truth. We have reached the final phase of this explainer. Now that you're out of debt and your mindset is dialed in, what does millionaire status actually demand from you? Let's get into the unglamorous long-term truth.
How does real wealth actually build over time? Well, spoiler alert, it completely rejects all those overnight success stories you see sold by internet gurus. In year 1, you start investing consistently. Fast forward to year 10, and your main job is just maintaining discipline, avoiding lifestyle inflation even as your income goes up. And honestly, it usually isn't until year 20 or 30 that you hit average first-generation millionaire status, usually right around your late 40s or early 50s. Real wealth takes decades to build. We have to completely destroy our need for instant gratification if we want to win at this game.
So, what do the actual day-to-day decisions look like over those 20 or 30 years? Honestly, they are incredibly boring. You max out your retirement accounts, you invest consistently in boring index funds month after month for decades. It's not sexy, but man, it works. You buy a modest house and you pay it off. You say no to things you can technically afford but just don't need. But crucially, you don't do all this in isolation. You have got to build a network of mentors and growth-minded people. Nobody builds significant wealth completely alone. A strong community opens doors and prevents so many costly mistakes. Surround yourself with people who are already where you want to be.
Which brings us to our final and really our most important question today. Are you willing to pay the price? Hitting $1 million is a milestone of profound personal growth, but it requires immense sacrifice. It means skipping the fancy vacation, driving the older car, grinding out a side hustle on a Friday night, and sometimes being totally misunderstood by people who just don't share your vision. $1 million won't magically fix all your problems, but the process of getting there, that will turn you into someone completely capable of mastering their own life. You have the exact roadmap now. The only question left is, are you ready to make your first smart financial decision today?